Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. My name is Carmen Barone, and I'm joined by my colleague.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Mark Fry.
July 1st, 2014, here at the New York Stock Exchange, and we welcome TimkenSteel to the New York Stock Exchange on its trading debut, regular way trading here at the New York Stock Exchange, ticker symbol TMST. Management team is assembled on our bell podium. We're going to cut to that momentarily. We're going to show you them ringing in the market, opening the trading day here on July 1st, start of the second half of the year, Mark.
Yep, we're into the second half now. It's been a great year so far. A little bit of ups and downs, but now we're going in. It's summertime. I think people are going to take a little bit easy, and then we're going to kind of go from there. We got the fall coming up, so we got to see how the economy does. Hopefully, TimkenSteel kicking everything off, kick it off on a positive note, take it away from there.
We're going to cut to the bell now. And Mark, we just saw Tim Timken ringing the opening bell.
Yep,
so
great moment for the company.
Well done. I just want to give a look as to what the market is doing this morning. So right now the Dow Industrials are up 18 points. The S&P off to a fast start. It's up about 5 points. So far for the first 6 months of the year, the Dow Industrial Index closed up 1.5%, and the S&P 500 was up 6%. So first half of the year,
start the year.
Yeah, pretty strong. And as we lead here July 1st, moving into the rest of the week. So going to be an important day for TMST as it begins its first day of trading here on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange after being spun off from its parent company, Timken, which is also traded on the New York Stock Exchange. If you own 2 shares of Timken, you received 1 share of TMST. So we did the when issued market. It was trading on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange for almost 2 weeks. We had some good volume in both components, and today we start our regular way trading.
And just for you folks who are at home who hear the term when issued and wonder what does that mean, what happens is the company begins to start the spin-off process to separate from Timken. And what they need to do is kind of create a market to determine what is the street valuing the company at. So the when issued market gives them an opportunity to do that. And when the company goes through that process, it starts to value it. So when the first day of actual trading takes place, they actually have a good solid value, a good indication of what the first trade is going to be at. So it's gone through the when issued process, and now what will happen is when TimkenSteel starts trading what's called regular way, which is the actual first official day of trading for the company independent of Timken itself. So what's happened now is the first when issued trade is the first regular way trade is going to take place, and that's what we're waiting for at this point. So it's really just making sure that all the buyers and sellers are into the market, that they price it properly, and that the first trade goes off smoothly.
Exactly, Mark. And again, just to simplify things, so investors had the opportunity to trade TMST over the last 2 weeks, so they have a pretty good idea as to where the stock is going to open today. My guess it's going to open pretty close to where the when issued closed last night.
Right.
But as you pointed out, we're going to have 2 independent companies going forward.
Right.
Timken, parent company, if you will, and TimkenSteel, both going to trade as independent companies today. Again, a very important day in the company's history as it begins trading here on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange.
I mean, Timken itself has got a lot of history to it. It has been listed since 1922. The company founded in 1899, is a member of the NYSE Century Club. I think we're about ready. Are we getting ready to go here? They're part of the NYSE Century Club, which is a collection of it's a rare group of companies that are 100 years or older or more that are part of this kind of very elite group. They've contributed, obviously, to the building of this country, and Timken, obviously, in what they do, has been very integral as part of that now. And the new company, hopefully, this will be the start of the first 100 years for the company.
So let's take a look at the panel real quick. As you can see, TimkenSteel, name of the company. It's got that great logo there as well.
It looks like we're ready to go. I believe we're ready to go.
You know, we're just going to cut away for a second. They're ready to go. So I don't know if we can zoom in on that panel, and we can see Tim, who's going to strike our bell that we have at the point of sale.
What happens, folks, is there's a separate bell that takes place for the company as the first trade takes place. So as you listen closely, that next bell you're going to hear is going to be is marking the first trade in TimkenSteel. 17,000 shares on the first trade.
Coming back to the panel for a second, TMST, you can see the ticker symbol, and you see those zeros there. We're just waiting for that first trade to happen. TimkenSteel, again, name of the company, TMST listed.
Sorry. The unique thing with the NYSE trading floor is you have people involved here. It's not just dependent on electronics. We are good.
TMST 17 now opens this 40.
Okay, 17,000 at 40.40.
And I think we're going to have Tim strike that gavel.
Yeah, they're just waiting. I guess it has to cross
there we
official.
Go.
All right, here we go.
There you go.
And there we go.
All right, congratulations.
TimkenSteel is off and trading. Let's get the first trade up on the board here.
So, folks, as you can see, TimkenSteel begins its first day of trading. The designated market-making firm, Goldman Sachs, they're going to be the manager who has been overseeing the trading. They're called the market maker. They're the lead market maker. They're like a traffic cop, if you will. They're like a referee. They are a liquidity provider. They are responsible for making two-sided, fair and orderly markets. They're responsible for opening up the stocks in the morning, closing them at 4 o'clock. They're the buyer of last resort. They're the seller of last resort. They have to provide liquidity to the market. They have to maintain a fair and orderly price in the security. And they'll be in the stock every day. Every day they come in that we have a trading day, they open the store and they begin trading in Timken, in the good times and the bad times. Again, as you were talking about, Mark, that's what makes this model the best in the world. That's why New York Stock Exchange is the center of capital markets in the world.
Even in today's world, everything is very high tech. Down here, the latest technology is put in place down here. Everything, electronic, wireless, but yet still the human factor is what comes into play. It's very much like flying an airplane. When you have a takeoff, landing, turbulence, you want a pilot at the controls. You want a human at the controls. That's what you have down here on the trading floor. It's a very unique model, different from anywhere else in the world, and it's really what makes the NYSE so unique and so different from anybody else that's out there.
And Mark, in our model, what we do is we allow individuals to bring their technology to the point of sale and interact. So we have floor brokers who have pads, and they just bring them right to the point of sale, and they represent their customers. Designated market makers, they have a display book, and they use that technology also to make a fair and orderly market.
We got Tim here.
And we're going to be joined by Tim.
Morning, how are you?
Good morning, how are you today?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic. What a great morning.
Welcome back to the New York Stock Exchange.
It's always good to be here.
Good to be here. So, Tim, why spin off TimkenSteel? What's the thought behind that process?
So in my career, 22 years with the company, the board of directors has looked at this issue probably about 4 times. Okay. And every time we said we're better off keeping the businesses together, optimizing the performance and driving shareholder value that way. This last time around, the board took a look at the issue again, and the conclusion we reached was that we have optimized the performance of the business, and if there was ever a time to go ahead and separate the 2 businesses, it would be now. It would give us 2 pure plays in the industries they compete in, and here we are.
Tim, you said that you've been doing it 20-something years here. Now, you could have just, fired up the powerboat and did a little fishing off the Keys.
That's right.
Down there in Florida, but you said, you know what, I want to get back involved.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I tell you, in my previous role as executive chairman of the broader Timken company, fantastic job. Really enjoyed it, but quite frankly, I was looking for a different challenge. This way I get to be a little bit more engaged in the business. I get to get out there and talk to our customers and our suppliers, and obviously I spend a lot of time with our people as well. So it's a little bit of a new lease on life for me, and I'm fired up about it.
Excellent. You know, Mark mentioned earlier to the folks who are watching that Timken, a member of the New York Stock Exchange Century Club,
right?
And we appreciate that. And you do business with a lot of the companies that are listed here: Ford, Caterpillar, Harley Davidson. You know, all those great industrial companies, drilling companies, energy companies, and stuff like that. So I have to ask, why bring it back to the New York Stock Exchange?
Well, you know, we looked at it both ways. You know, there is a little competition for you guys out there, but we felt that it was important, given our history on the NYSE, that we be here, and we feel really good about it. Obviously, we got a great open this morning. A lot of energy behind the stock. Our investors are very, very interested in the story and why we're different than the rest of the industry. And so, you know, I think we're positioned really well right now.
And I think today is going to give you a great chance to really get out there, tell your story, really kind of get it out there in front of the public so they understand, you know, there's Timken, there's TimkenSteel.
Right.
Here's what one does, here's what the other does.
Exactly.
This is where you take it and take the ball and run with it.
Well, we did a road show last week. I'm going to spend a little bit of time here in New York today and tomorrow, and I tell you, you see the light bulb go off when you start talking about the business model we run and the value creation that we generate. It's a great story.
Okay.
2 more questions before I let you go, before I ask you a message back to the employees. Love the logo.
Yeah.
Who designed the logo? Where did it come from?
Okay.
Mark and I were saying it's like the Man of Steel.
The Superman logo. That's what a lot of people are calling it. You know, when we originally started talking about the separation, we had a whole bunch of design work done, and they came up with all sorts of squiggly lines and everything. And I said, look across the street from my office, and on our original bearing factory, there's a triangle that says TRB Co. that's been hanging there since the early 1900s. I said, take that and turn it into something, and this is what they came up with. It's fantastic. People are really fired up about it.
We love it. We love it. And before we let you go, what do you want to tell the folks who are watching? I mean, this is the start of a new entity moving forward.
Right.
What do you want to say to them?
Well, I tell you, it's been a long year. The organization has worked incredibly hard. You have a lot of people working 2 and 3 jobs, you know, to try to get us to today. So one, I want to thank everybody for all the hard work. I want to thank them for staying focused on the business as well, because you got to make money through the whole process, and we have. And finally, I'm just saying, hold on, it's going to be a wild ride. Yeah.
Tim, thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
All right, Tim, thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, let's take another look at the markets before we break here. So we got the Dow Jones Industrial Average up 87 points right now. Looking over at the S&P, we got them up 6.8 points. So, Mark, again, first day of the second half of the year.
It's off to a good start.
Equity markets are looking great.
Here we have, you know, TimkenSteel's gone regular way now. Stock's up and trading. And, you know, the markets are off to a good start. I'd say it's a good way to start July.
Okay. Mark, I think what we have for the folks who are watching, we have what we call a sizzle reel.
Yes.
Where they're going to be able to see some of the great companies that have come to the New York Stock Exchange and celebrated with us, conducted their IPO, their spinoff. They've had events with us here at the New York Stock Exchange celebrating anniversaries. Yeah. So why don't we just flip over to that and let the viewer and audience enjoy that.
You guys
piece.
Enjoy that. It's a very unique, very different. You'll see people take different ways of celebrating, but it's all. I mean, it's again unique to the trading floor here that we can celebrate. You know, and actually participate and help companies to celebrate these various milestones that they reach.
Well, for Mark Fry, my name is Carmen Barone. Thank you very much for watching.
All right, guys. We'll see you.